Jimmy Kimmel Live. Tonight's guests, George Clooney, Mike Tyson, and music from Christopher Cross with Cleto and the Cletos. And now, here's Jimmy.
And welcome to 80s Week. You know, I was thinking about 2025 and how much it sucks. And I thought it might be nice to hop into the DeLorean and go back in time to a better place, the 80s, to an era when every song had a sax solo and we all had giant socks with no feet to keep our legs warm. In the 80s, no one ever had cold legs, right, Guillermo? Where's Guillermo?
Thank you,
What is that thing you're holding? What would you call that?
I'm not sure what it's called, but they say it's good for your arms.
It's good for your arms. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's really working then. The tab and tequilas are paying off in a big way.
That's right. That's right.
Tonight we are kicking off 80s Week with Dr. Doug Ross from ER is here. George Clooney. Iron Mike Tyson is with us. And we got music all along the night from Christopher Cross, everybody. Welcome, Christopher. I am going for I don't know if you noticed, the mid-80s Johnny Carson look. I even have some topical 80s jokes like Johnny. So we wrote some jokes based on things that happened like this week in the 80s. So in theaters this week, in 1980, The Empire Strikes Back was at the movie. Wild, wild stuff. Cover your ears if you haven't seen it. But turns out Luke's father is Darth Vader. Even scarier, his mother is Joan Rivers. On this day in 1982, the Surgeon General, C. Everett Koop, released a warning stating that video games could be hazardous to your health. And he's right. I played Donkey Kong for 6 hours yesterday. Then I went out on my lawn. I threw a barrel at an Italian. On November 10th, 1985, the #1 show on TV was The Cosby Show on NBC, starring Bill Cosby as an OBGYN, a fact that I predict will age very well. And on November 10th, 1983, under Ronald Reagan, they shut down the government. It lasted for 3 full days. Can you imagine the government being shut down for 3 days? Here in the present, we are on day 41 of the Trump government shutdown. Democrats refused to sign on to a bill that would force millions of Americans off their health care and make it much more expensive for those who can't afford health care. So Democrats drew a line in the sand. They said, we are not going over this. And today, after 41 days, they pulled out a shovel and a bucket, and they ate all that sand and got nothing for it. Isn't that great? You know what they got? They got a promise from Republicans in the Senate to hold a vote on health care sometime in the future. And if there's one thing we know about Trump and his merry band of sycophants, it's that their word is as good as gold. I mean, it is incredible at his age that Chuck Schumer is still able to bend over so far. Chuck Schumer is basically every parent who tells their kid, no more iPad, that's it. Next thing you know, he's playing Roblox at the dinner table. This was such a big cave by the Democrats, Bruce Wayne offered to buy it. Dick Durbin, the Democrat, told Senate Majority Leader John Thune that he was, quote, counting on him to keep his word on this agreement. He said he assured me he would, which is exactly what Lucy said to Charlie Brown with the football. So now the House will vote, and we'll see how that goes. Turns out all Trump had to do was threaten to starve poor people, and he got his way. I'm sure he'll never do it again, though. Speaker Mike Johnson praised the bill, which is kind of all you need to know. He said he's glad Democrats are finally ready to do what the American people have been asking them to do for weeks. Great, and then maybe you'll finally be ready to do what the American people have been asking you to do for months and release the Epstein files. Would that be the silver lining? We got to get something out of this. Meanwhile, with all this going on, he posted up a storm on Truth Social this week, and he covered a range of topics from Biden and his auto pen to photos of his new ballroom. He bragged about getting the key to the city of Miami. He raged about the price of beef. He plugged his son Eric's book. He bashed Nancy Pelosi. He complained about voter ID. And we learned he's trying to get the NFL to name a stadium after him. Trump reportedly wants the Washington Commanders to give him naming rights to their new stadium. Why would anyone ever want to name anything after Don? I mean, look at Don Jr. It's not exactly a winning strategy. But he's a big football guy. Joe Montanibed made an appearance at the Commanders game yesterday where he received a decidedly negative reception from the crowd.
Please welcome the 45th and 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, and Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, as the President swears in enlistees of our United States military.
It's like a whole stadium full of Melanias. You know? Boo! You suck. You think he can hear the boos, or does the narcissism force field block it all out? And then Trump, who, one of the fun, underrated things about him is how little he knows about anything. Like, this is a guy who helped start the USFL. He owned a football team, and yet anyone who knows anything about football can immediately tell he knows nothing about football.
How many touchdowns did you have back then?
Oh,
6,
is that right?
7?
I'm not sure I had any. I'm not sure. I would have liked him as a quarterback.
You definitely would have had like 6, 7 touchdowns there.
He puts it in your hands. Now you see some of the guys with the powerful arms, and they throw it so hard. Tom Brady told me once. He said that you got to put it in their hands. You got to help them out a little bit.
Yeah, that's incredible insight, isn't it? Well, it turns out the quarterback, the guy with the powerful arms, the quarterback, has to put the ball in his teammates' hands. You got to help him out a little bit. The announcer was too busy trying to force 6, 7 in there to notice. And then, like a 79-year-old man is going to know 6, 7. And that team photo, let's have a look at that team photo again, because there he is, number 85 in the military academy. This is about 4 years before those terrible bone spurs sprouted up and prevented him from serving his country in Vietnam. We probably would have won that if he was able to fight. Before he arrived, Trump had his plane fly over the stadium, dazzling fans with what some are calling the greatest flyover ever.
I just want to say, was that the greatest flyover ever? Nobody's ever done a flyover like that.
That's right. No one ever has done it. It was the greatest flyover and the greatest comb-over ever. Sadly, that was the only flight into D.C. that wasn't canceled yesterday. More than 2,200 flights were canceled because of this stupid shutdown. His transportation secretary, Sean Duffy, said that before Thanksgiving, air travel could be reduced to a trickle, which is the same reason Trump's doctors put him on Flomax. But today, Trump lashed out at air traffic controllers who stayed home because they aren't getting paid. He wrote, "I am not happy with you. You will have a negative mark, at least in my mind, against your record if you want to leave service in the near future. Please do not hesitate to do so with no payment or severance of any kind." We would also like to extend that offer to you, Mr. President. We are not too thrilled with you either. Trump's negative job rating is at 63% right now. This is reportedly the line for the food bank at the Nellis Air Force Base in Las Vegas. There was a big spike in military families having to line up to get food, which is completely insane. The same was true for our men and women overseas. The Army even posted and then unposted a list on their website of food banks in Germany where Americans working on our base there could get assistance. All because our politicians are busy measuring each other's Wiener schnitzels. It's not just the military he's trying to starve out. Trump is also doing his best to cut off SNAP benefits for civilians. I think I figured out why Trump hates SNAP so much. I think it's because his fingers are too small to do it. Trump is, maybe if they change the name. in order to combat this, we set up a big, beautiful food bank in our parking lot. So we've been collecting donations on behalf of two great organizations, St. Joseph Center and the LA Food Bank. We collected a lot of food already. We're going to keep doing this until they get their act together. So go to our Instagram page, Jimmy Kimmel Live. You can see what is needed there. We take donations from 9 to 5, or if you prefer to give money, you can do it at stjosephcenter.org or lafoodbank.org. Thank you for all the many people that have come by and donated. You may remember, he promised to lower grocery prices on day one, and of course he hasn't, but he is focused on other more important stuff like magnets.
Magnets. If China refused to give magnets because they have a monopoly on magnets because they were allowed to happen over a 32-year period, there wouldn't be a car made in the entire world. There wouldn't be a radio. There wouldn't be a television. There wouldn't be internet. There wouldn't be anything because magnets are such a part. Now, nobody knows what magnets are.
They don't? Nobody. I could have sworn I've seen them all over my mother's refrigerator. I must be mistaken. Nobody knows what they are. Trump pulled a fast one in the middle of the night last night. He gave get-out-of-jail-free cards to all his cronies who were mixed up in the fake elector scheme. He pardoned 77 people last night, including Rudy Giuliani, Sidney Powell, the entire staff of the Four Seasons Total Landscaping, and the dildo shop next door. They announced the pardons in the middle of the night because, you know, if they do this during the daylight, Rudy's skin bursts into flames. But Rudy Giuliani, they say he hasn't been this happy since he almost got to third base with Borat's daughter. The White House press secretary, Carolyn Levitt, said these great Americans were persecuted and put through hell by the Biden administration for challenging an election, which is the cornerstone of democracy, which is why they pardoned them in the middle of the night. There's no such thing as shame anymore. Remember those PSAs in the 80s that would tell you not to use drugs or stay in school? Guillermo, you remember the one we did?
Yeah, I do.
Do you remember what it was about?
About pornography.
That's right.
Yeah.
And since we are celebrating 80s Week, we dug it up, and we thought you might want to have a look.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Kimmel. I play Reno on My Baby is a Robot.
And I'm Guillermo from the Miami Sound Machine.
We believe that children are our future.
Kids are so incorporated.
Word, G. But sometimes, even the raddest kids get exposed to things that are grody to the max.
Like porno.
That's right. Kids and nudie magazines don't mix.
You have magazines?
I do. I've got magazines you should never look at. Magazines like Playboy,
Penthouse.
Gent,
Shockers.
Banana Pants,
Cute and Boost.
Oi,
Yaks.
and Penis Time. Hey.
Oh, sometimes it's tempting to look at naked ladies, but you have to say no.
Adult material is for adults. Let's keep it that way. And if we do, one day in the future, by the year 2025, kids will have no way to access pornography at all.
What are you doing?
I should ask you the same question, mister. Where'd you get all these magazines?
You are granted no Atari for 2 weeks.
That's right.
Dad? The guy from My Baby is a Robot is in my room.
Don't call your dad. You want to see the dance? Get the stuff, Guillermo. The robot. Bye. Oh, and don't forget, kids, a clean brain is a healthy brain.
This message brought to you by McGrabby, the phone hound. Take a bite out of porn.